Hello friends, the warm weather's here in Oregon, hopefully where you are too, and for me that means ceviche. So I thought I'd share my ceviche recipe with you. So here we go. Ceviche, all about the lime juice. And Amy was kind enough to squeeze all these limes, about 20 limes here. That's a lot of lime juice, but it's necessary. So, lime juice, cilantro of course, red radish here, red onion, jalapeno, gotta have jalapeno, and then our proteins. Today we're gonna have squid and halibut, both from the West Coast. The other thing, which might be a surprise, is kind of a sweetener. This is a simple syrup into which I've squeezed half a lemon. Simple syrup, if you're not familiar, is just half and half sugar and warm water to melt it. If you've ever made lemonade or iced tea and had all the sugar collect at the bottom, this is the solution. Just make a simple syrup and it'll blend nicely. So I put lemon in here, and then we're also going to add some fizzy water, carbonated water to it. And really, when you think about this, this is like a soda, and you can actually substitute a 7-Up or a Sprite for this, but this is better, more natural. And, special treat, my good friend Stephen Llewellyn was kind enough to share his grandmother's secret spice recipe with me. Of course, I can't divulge it here for obvious reasons, but mess around in your kitchen, try this and that, and you'll come up with something satisfactory. So what we'll do is, we're going to start with putting the veg in the bowl, add the lime to it, and let that sit for about 10 minutes, and then we'll add the protein and the spice mix. Okay? Yummy. So I put some plastic over this just to keep it in its own environment, let that acid really cook. And that's the reason that you want to put your veg in first. Let it sit for 10, even 15 minutes, because you want that acid to begin to cook that veg and get it softer. And I think I misspoke. I'm actually going to put the spicing in next, and then the protein last. So we'll do that in just a bit. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes. You see how the water is, not the water, but the lime juice is very cloudy with all the good veggie goodness. Veggies are getting softer. That's just what you're looking for. So, we'll put in the spice mix. Now, I normally don't measure anything when I'm cooking, but I thought just to give you an idea, this is 1/3 of a cup, and this is that simple syrup with lemon. That's about how much I put in. I would normally just dump it in there. And of course, we'll add Grandma Llewellyn's secret spice. I really wish I could tell you more about it, but you understand, I just sworn to secrecy. Just a bit in there. Mix that up. And really, there's a point where it becomes about color with the secret spice. So I like to add enough to where, and of course there's a bit of some kind of sweetener in here. Again, I can't say, but some kind of sweetener in here, and that adds to the flavor. But there's the color. I like that color. That's ceviche color to me. Okay, now we're going to add the protein. And again, today we have lovely halibut chunks. And squid. The whole squid. Tubes, tentacles. And I kind of cheated and bought these all cleaned. Just the tubes and tentacles. Sometimes I'll buy it whole. But it's a lot of work. Get all that ink. But with that ink you can make squid ink pasta, which may be my next episode. So there we go. We're going to let that all do its thing. I'm going to put the plastic back on, and we'll put it in the fridge and probably leave it for a good hour, maybe more, hour and a half. You'll know. You come back and just taste a piece. I mean, this is sushi grade everything, so you could eat it raw. So you'll know, taste it, and if it's to your liking, then you serve it up. So here we are. I would say 2 hours in the fridge it was, and maybe a half hour sitting out. The thing about it, you know, the acid cooking is that it's slowed down in the cool of the fridge and sped up by the warmth of being out. But of course, you have to balance that with, you don't want things to go bad. So you want to balance that out a bit. 2 hours in the fridge, half hour out. And also, I found, and this is the thing about cooking, as you all well know, that you have to make decisions on the fly. I felt that it was not liquid enough. I had so much stuff in here, you know, the proteins and the veggie, that I needed more liquid. So I did add a little bit more of the fuzzy water, which is great. But also, I want it to be a little more acidic. And so I did squeeze a couple more limes in there, but also a little vinegar. And so this is another little public service announcement. This here is my ginger vinegar that I make myself. Very simple. Every time you cut vinegar and slice and skin it, and if you're not eating this much vinegar, this much ginger, you should be. Eat more ginger. But I put it in this jar, I put white vinegar in it, and it just infuses and creates a wonderful ginger vinegar that I put in everything. And you should too. It's good for you. So that helped the acidity and the liquidity. So it's a beautiful texture and ready to go. And so here's how you would serve it. It must be served in a tall stem glass. There's no two ways about it. You must do that. So now here's a strained spoon, but you have to get this liquid in here. So we'll get some liquid in there. And of course, you have to have some corn chips. Look at that. It's beautiful. If that doesn't say summer to you, then I don't know what would ever. That is a beautiful thing. So friends, there you have it. Squid and halibut ceviche. Happy summer to you. Let me put that down without spilling it. Glad to have you with me. Cheers.